Good evening, graduating class. Good evening, sir. You guys look fantastic this evening. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Would you guys please remain standing as we welcome up LVMPD Honor Guards to present colors.
Halt. Left. East. Present.
Please join me in welcoming my dear friend and candidate for Las Vegas Justice Court Department 5, Miss Madeline Levitt Cole, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in welcoming up Miss Summer Gonzalez to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please join me in welcoming up LVMPD Chaplain Steve Beeson to open us up in prayer.
Hey guys, how you doing? Great. Excited? Yes. This is the only place where people clap for me before I pray. So I invite you all to pray with me. Don't just space out, but if you can agree with me on these prayers, it adds, a friend of mine said it compounds the power of this prayer. Father, we thank you so much for these men and women before us today. We thank you for bringing them to this milestone in their lives. We thank you for Hope for Prisoners, Lord, and all that have poured into them and will pour into them over these next 18 months. Lord, a lot of work's been done to get them here. We thank you for an open door from Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department that we would meet in their very building. Lord, it's a stamp of approval from the sheriff on up of what Hope for Prisoners is doing and the stage that you have set for these men and women. Father, as you bring them to this milepost in their life, we pray this will be one of the greatest days of their life. Paul said in his first letter to the Corinthians, a great and effective door has opened up for me. And Father, I feel like you have that for these men and women today. A great and effective door has opened for them. So Lord, we bless them as the people of Las Vegas, as citizens of Nevada. Lord, there's a place for every one of them. It's a hole unfilled until they step into it in this society. Father, I pray that you would propel them into it. Lord, as they get their lives back, as they get their families back, Father, I pray you will do great things with these folks. Please be with us in time. We invite your very presence into this place today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You may all be seated. Want to welcome everyone to the Hope for Prisoners May graduation. Those of you who are joining us from locally, those of you who have come here from afar, thank you guys so much for joining us. I want to say thank you for joining us from our family and friends watching on the Hope for Prisoners Facebook Live page from around the world. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Also want to give a big shout out to the men that are in Nevada Department of Corrections Unit 12A that is joining us. We're looking so forward to the day that you come home and will be graduating as well. Big shout out to all the ladies out in Gene Conservation Camp, the Clark County Detention Center, and the City of Las Vegas Detention Center. Can we give them a big, gigantic round of applause for joining us tonight? For those of you who may be new to Hope for Prisoners, I am John Ponder, founder and CEO and sometimes part-time janitor. And what Hope for Prisoners does is we provide reentry services to men, women, and young adults that are exiting different arenas of our judicial system. And what we do is to provide the supportive services to help our men and women that are coming home not only get acclimated back into workplaces, but we make sure there's mechanisms in place through partnerships that we built up with employers that once they get inside these workplaces, they're going to be afforded every opportunity to thrive and be able to grow and afforded every opportunity to succeed. We address the needs for them to get acclimated back into their family, ensuring that there's a mechanism in place to help with that family reunification component, because that's kind of been a missed mark here in reentry since forever. And everyone knows that if the family life is not right, if that home life is not right, then everything else in the world has a tendency to fall apart. But then on the back end of the process, because there's a long-term 18-month or more journey where we walk with our folks, looking to do everything we possibly can to ensure that we're helping them to be stand-up leaders in the community with an overall goal of them never, ever, ever reoffending again. So on this graduation day, it doesn't mark a graduation from the program. It graduates the next step up into the next level of our commitment to be with them over the next 18 months to help them to navigate the different challenges they're going to be facing during this reintegration process. We knew that it wasn't enough to train and equip our folks in all these incredible things that we've trained and equipped them to, and then launch them out into the community by themselves. We want to make sure that we're going to be there with them to help them to navigate the different challenges they're going to be facing during this reintegration process. So very honored to have you all here today. Very excited to get things underway. We also very honored to have some of the greatest leaders in our community that are here to address our graduates on this day. I want you guys to just say hello to them first. Say hello to the captain from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Mr. Noah Esparza. Would you give him a big, gigantic round of applause? And also from the Clark County District Attorney's Office. Man, I didn't have to cue them up on that. Did you see? We have the Director of Diversity and Community Outreach, Ms. Tina Talum. Would you please give her a gigantic round of applause? And also joining us to share this incredible story, would you please give it up for Dr. Asha Tribble? And landing the plane for us this evening is NFL great, Mr. Vernon Fox. And we are so honored to have the Honorable Jessica Peterson here to administer our oath. Would you give her a round of applause? So as we get things underway, we have this portion of our training which is called our Vivid Vision. Everybody say Vivid Vision. And in this Vivid Vision, what we do is we challenge our folks to take a look at their life 1 year from graduation day. And we ask them to put it down on a piece of paper. In other words, it would be May 17, 2025. We ask them to wake up in the morning and write down, walk us through a day in their life. And then what our job is as an organization, which means that we're bigger than just a re-entry program, right? Hope for Prisoners is bigger than just getting a job. It's all about building up a brand new life. And then what our job is, with every ounce of energy that we can muster and every resource we can put together, our job is then to pour into their lives, to do everything we can to help them to live out that dream. And we're going to have an opportunity to hear some of the most powerful vivid visions here today. But before we do that, we want to introduce you to an alumni speaker who sat right here in this room, who came from Unit 2J in the Clark County Detention Center. And you're going to hear a little bit about his story, so you just won't think that John Parnder is the talking head. If you guys would please put your hands together for Hope for Prisoners alumni, Mr. LaDainian Jordan.
Great evening, family and friends. My name is LaDainian Day Jordan, and my life before Hope was gloomy, to say the least. Because of my experiences, I was upset with the system. I found it hard to cope with taking accountability for my actions. And then I heard about the Hope for Prisoners program when I was in Clark County Detention Center, and I applied immediately and was accepted. And I got to join the Hope program, and I got started the MRT program classes while I was in the Hope unit at MVC. Shout out to MVC. Yeah. While I was in there, I began to understand that I had created a prison in my mind, and Hope provided a way and showed me a way how I could escape it, and also create a heaven in my mind instead of a prison. And they say if you can see it in your mind, you can feel it in your hands. So if you can create a heaven in your mind, you can feel that heaven in your hands. And so Hope honestly gave me hope and just a better understanding of how I could utilize my mind and bring it to peace. And they say we graduate from childhood to adulthood when we take full accountability for our actions. And I am an adult now, and Hope helped me grow into the man I am today. Once I was released from MVC, I came to Hope, and I completed the leadership program just like you individuals. I graduated, I sat in those same seats, wore the same blue cap and gown. And as I was sitting there like you, I began to understand that Hope was not only support, but it was also a family. It was also a community. Hope for Prisoners helped me understand that making the best choices, it only results in receiving the best outcomes. Once you plant seeds of greatness, you don't just get one thing back. You get an apple tree full of great deeds. So Keep planting seeds of greatness in your life in all aspects, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially. There's no limits to it. Hope for Prisoners, they provide countless resources. Bless you. And they've been continuing to help me get my life back into the groove. Helped assisted me with healing from some of my traumas I experienced with law enforcement before and after being incarcerated. In the past, when I would see a police car, I get nervous. I kind of panic. I think what I got on me. But, graduating through the whole program, they helped me heal from those traumas. And now when I see a police car behind me, I remind myself that there are friends and they're here to, they're here to assist us in building this community, building this family. Since being released from MVC 22 months ago and graduating the Hope program that following week, I've made some monumental progress in my life. My children also assist me. I have a family catering business, and me and my children, we get out there and we feed people, The beautiful thing about it is they've been able to see me rebuild my life. They've been able to see that through hard work and dedication and patience and perseverance, all things are possible. By having goals, by having dreams, by having aspirations, by affirming and confirming the things that you want, you can bring it into reality. Like I said, once again, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. I've also learned that with the right formula, you can achieve anything you want. And I'm going to share that formula with y'all. It's called the BEAR philosophy. You got the B. B stands for believe. You got to believe in yourself and what it is that you want to create first before you can get anybody else to believe in it. And if you truly believe in it, the next step will be open, which is the E. You're going to take that energy and get educated on what it is that you believe in and you create in your mind. And at that moment, the next step is just taking action. You take the action, and by default, you're going to get the results. So you got B, believe, E, energy, education, A, action, and it's going to get you some results. Now, I know a lot of y'all have written down your vivid visions. A lot of y'all have made some commitments to yourself and your family. And you've said a lot of things, but I'm going to let you know right now, your action is going to speak way louder than your words. So stay plugged in with hope. They're changing lives. They've changed my life. And you never know who you're inspiring just by showing up. You never know who testimony you're going to hear. You never know who's going to hear your testimony and be inspired. And I believe one of the highest forms of just life is just inspiring others to be great, to do great things. So continue to show up, continue to have hope, continue to be plugged in, and just keep creating greatness in everything you do. You guys got the Midas touch. Everything you touch will turn into gold. But you got to believe it first. Thank you. Cool.
Can we give him another round of applause, man? Good job. Good job. And it was so great that he was speaking to the men out there in the Unit 2J in the Clark County Detention Center out at NVC. Please understand that it is nothing on the inside of him. It is not on the inside of you. And just to continue to let my team help you to tap into that. So thank you so very, very much. I want to give a big shout out to our employers that are here in the room. I know, and some of our vocational trainers. I know that Binions and Four Queens is here. I know the Ahern companies are here. Terra Contracting is also in here, and Station Casinos. Can we give them a big, gigantic round of applause? We also have some of our vocational trainers here that's in the room. I know that we have the Las Vegas Welding Institute. Mike, would you please stand up, please? And we also have NTI. NTI, would you wave at us, please? And the reason why I'm making them stand up, right? Because again, it's bigger than just getting a job. It's about building up a career for you, right? So we want to make sure that we get you connected with those vocational trainers, those 8, 10, 12, 16-week training programs, so that once you get those certifications, we can get you plugged in with sustainable wage jobs where you can take care of yourself and be able to take care of your family. Before we introduce our first speaker, what I want to do is that because we have a few vivid visions that we want to go through. Now they're sitting there, they have no idea who it is that we're going to have come up. You're shaking in your boots. Remember, we just say, if you stay ready, you never got to get ready. And the thing that we really love about the Vivid Vision is because it does this. It gives people hope, right? And if you've ever seen someone who is just completely hopeless, we see people like this all the time. Like hopelessness is just oozing from the inside of them, right? And the reason why they're hopeless is because they cannot see their future. But when you can get an individual to rise up out of that state of hopelessness and see a future and have faith in a process that right there is obtainable, that's when you find hope in the moment. And if you guys would please put your hands together for our first Vivid Vision speaker. They're sitting there going, who is it? Please join me in welcoming up Miss Mariely Hernandez.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mariely Hernandez, and today is May 17, 2025, and this is my Vivid Vision. I woke up today thanking God for my freedom and most importantly, on giving me another opportunity at life. I got out of my bed to notifications alerting my phone with messages and deposits from my website of clients that I have established from my thriving cosmetology business. I immediately think to myself how I used to pray that I would make money in my sleep, and with my own business, being able to take care of my family. And it's happening, realizing that this is where I have always wanted to be. I get excited every morning to start my day and to be the real me, not the me that everyone was used to seeing. This strongly contributes to the consistency levels established that I have now gained to what I didn't have a year ago, which involves the fun and healthy activities that my family and I enjoy doing together. Now we can't help to notice, but to how other people respond to the type of relationships that are strongly evident to me and my family, which are impacted on a mutually healthier level. This has significantly affected my spiritual, physical, and financial standpoint for the better. Honestly, this positive transformation is quite surreal, and for that, I love to thank God for this second chance and amazing opportunity to be a part of this helpful, life-changing program. I still see where I am now, and most importantly, the direction I am continuing to go in, which would only be onward, upward, and forward from here. This only makes me diligent and determined to achieve my even bigger careers, to where I can tangibly smell, touch, taste, and feel it realistically. My name is Mariely Hernandez, and today is May 17, 2024, and this is my Vivid Vision. See you next year. Thank you.
Man, was that good? Can we give Mariely a big, gigantic round of applause? So very proud of you. Looking forward to walking out that Vivid Vision with you. Captain, I'm going to deviate here for a second. You're going to know why in a second. I want to introduce our next speaker, and that's Miss Tina Telam. Tina is a 19-year veteran of the Clark County District Attorney's Office. She is the team chief of the High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area Unit, where she prosecutes the national and international drug trafficking organization and supervises all murder prosecutions related to drug overdose. In June of 2023, the District Attorney Steve Wilson, that handsome guy sitting right over there, he appointed Ms. Telam the first Director of Diversity and Community Outreach for the Clark County District Attorney's Office. If you guys would please put your hands together for Ms. Tina Tylam.
All right. I have a lot to say to you guys, but you're going to have to wait just a minute, especially one of you. I want to start by acknowledging all the little boys and the little girls in here that I hear. Everyone who's got a mom and dad sitting in a blue gown and a cap. Everyone who's got a husband or a wife sitting up here. A mother or a father, family or friends, because you are the real heroes. This room is filled, and we just heard from a few people who are going to offer these young men and women employment. This room is filled with people who are going to offer these individuals a lot of support. But it's your support and your love that has got them here today, looking at a second chance and hope. Without your love and without your support, these men and women will not succeed. I'm going to say that again. Without your love and without your support, these men and women will not succeed. So I want you to remember that, because your role in what happens next is as critical, if not more, than what they're going to be, the journey that they're on. So continue to stand by them as they sometimes stumble and they fall. Encourage them to get back up again, because they're going to need it. It's not going to be an easy road. But I promise you that they're going to pay you back. And I promise you that you are going to be proud. So thank you. And now I'm going to come talk to you guys. Now, I just made your family and friends a huge promise, right? So don't let me down. Don't let them down. But most importantly, don't let yourselves down. You stand at the crossroads of change. These programs have equipped you. Mr. Ponder and Hope for Prisoners have given you the tools, and they're going to keep giving you the tools that you need to succeed. And I hope you take advantage of every single one of them. Now, there are going to be moments of doubt, and there are going to be moments of frustrations, but no matter what, take that step toward rebuilding your life. You know what's crazy? I came to the program today and I opened up this piece of paper. I opened up this booklet, and it has a list of all of your names are in here. We didn't plan this. Morelli, I want you to come up here. This is why we went out of order. I am a prosecutor, but I believe in justice. And part of justice is redemption, right? So I want you all to know that I'm not just up here as a representative of District Attorney Steve Wolfson and talking the talk. I was the prosecutor on Morelli's case. So to see her journey from when I first met her to where she is today, and maybe it is the hand of God that brought us both here today. Because like I said, tonight, me being here was not planned. Morelli, I am so proud of you. And I told you at the day of your sentencing in court that there was not a single person in that courtroom who wanted you to succeed more than I did. And I mean that today. So I am so, so proud of you. I am so thankful to you, Mr. Ponder, for giving Morelli the tools that she needs to succeed. And I am so happy that you all get to see that your support system is huge. It extends to the district attorney's office and beyond. So have a seat. Thank you. I'm going to leave you soon with something a very wise man recently said to me. He said, life is about choices. And I will tell you that the most important decisions sometimes aren't the ones that you spend hours and weeks and months and years thinking about. Some of the most important choices that you make are the small ones, the little ones, because it's the small choices that have the ability to make the biggest impact on our lives. So take the right steps, make the right decisions. Every single day is a day that you get to start over. So to the family and friends, continue to be the support system that got them through the last few months, years, whatever it is, continue to be that for them. And to the graduates, embrace the second chance that you've been given with full hearts, open hearts, and determined minds. May your future be filled with success, happiness, and endless opportunities. Thank you.
And Tina, I don't think we could have set that up even better, any better, right? My goodness. Very proud of you, Mariceli. And looking forward to a year from now, you coming up here, being that alumni speaker, and we will invite her back to speak. I think we have time for another vivid vision. If you guys would please put your hands together for Hope for Prisoners graduate, Mr. Matthew Cole. Got you.
Thank you, Heavenly Father. Good evening. My family's actually watching this. My name is Matthew Coleman, and today is May 17th, 2025. And this is my vivid vision. As I wake up today, being extremely grateful and thankful that Yahweh chose to bless me with yet another day of life. There's zero hesitation dropping down to my knees with a humble heart, reflecting on just how surreal my day-to-day life is now. Today, my relationship with Jesus is bountiful, and as a direct result of that, I'm extremely fruitful. My life is tranquil today. My job is steadily becoming my career and thriving in a thriving manner. Being a recovery specialist with the Bureau of Prisons and now Hope for Prisoners, considering where I was as an inmate, as a burden on society, to actually being a contributing, functioning pillar of society, helping those that are where I was. My family genuinely reaches out to me today, which are many prayers answered within itself. I'm financially secure and even more secure in my recovery. My energy level is through the roof. I spend time playing volleyball, bowling, and dancing in my spare time. I find that even more people are gravitating towards me. My relationships with all my family members is healthy on a mutual level. My career is thriving with more room for growth. My spiritual life is even better, and without that, I'd be right back where I was. This also impacts my physical and financial status tenfold and growing. This positive transformation is consistently growing. I see where I was, even more so where I am now, and how surreal it is, and even more importantly, continuing on this solid and consistent pathway. The rewards I receive daily continue to drive and further motivate me in ways I'd only dreamed of. Today, I also help others learn how to utilize emotional intelligence, namely in responding, not reacting. My priorities are completely different now. I'm an asset, no longer a liability. In conclusion, please let me know how I might be able to be of service for you and yours today. Remember, if I can do this, know that you can also with the greatest of ease. I'd love to thank our Heavenly Father, Hope for Prisoners, and all its contributing partners, my family, friends. Staying on this pathway continues blessings our way from Yahweh and his son Jesus and the Holy Spirit. My name is Matthew Coleman, and today is May 17th, 2024, and this is my vivid vision. See you next year.
Good job, man. Good job. Looking forward to working with you. I'm going to recognize and let you guys know that you're going to be receiving certificates from many of our elected officials of this evening. So we have from the office of Governor Joe Lombardo. I know that Liz Payomo and Debbie Robinson is here. If you guys would please wave to us. And we're going to get to have you guys come up. From U.S. Senator Captain Cortez Masters, Ileana Guevara. Can you please give her a gigantic round of applause? From City Councilwoman Victoria Seaman, Christina Teehee. Can we give it up for her? That was good. And also from U.S. Senator Jackie Rosen's office, Mr. Christian Jones. Thank you so much for coming out. We greatly appreciate the sport. We have thoroughly enjoyed our partnership with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department over the past 11, 12 years. I'm going to give a big shout out to Sheriff Kevin McMahill for opening up his house for us today over here at headquarters. I don't think there's any other reentry program literally in the country where the police department has opened up its headquarters for the most unlikeliest group to welcome you home. But we have thoroughly enjoyed that partnership with LVMPD that has become so incredibly cohesive and good that now other police departments across the country looking for us to replicate this Hope for Prisoners model inside their jurisdiction. Our next speaker, please join me in welcoming from the Northwest Area Command, Mr. Captain Noah Esparza.
Not just anyone can be a Hope for Prisoners graduate. It takes a person of great character, someone who's willing to make change, someone who upholds the values of integrity, courage, accountability, respect, and excellence. And today, we have 48 Hope for Prisoner graduates here at Metro headquarters. Please give yourselves and give them a round of applause. I am Captain Noah Esparza, and I am humbled and honored to be here with you today. I am the captain over the Northwest Area Command, so if you're ever in that area, please stop by and say hello. What an honor it is for me to be here today and partake of this great graduation ceremony. What a great program Hope for Prisoners is, and what a great partnership we have here at Metro with Mr. John Ponder and his program of Hope for Prisoners. Hope for Prisoners is about second chances. We here at Metro also firmly believe in second chances. LVMPD prides itself and is committed to being partners with the community, committed to providing opportunities for new hope. This is evident through Area Command, every section within our department participating with these great events, these great graduations. You graduates have the opportunity now to inspire others that change that is possible. You have demonstrated the values of leadership, courage, accountability, similar to the values that we hold dearly here at Metro. The community is here to support you. Look around the room, loved ones, family, friends, community leaders, they're all here for you. What you did in the past is not who you are. You are so much more. You have strength to persevere You are an inspiration to your friends, your children, your family, and this great community. You are all leaders. A leader has followers. So now you have your children that follow you. You have your loved ones that follow you. And this great community will follow you. You have the responsibility now to help others, make a positive change in their lives, or at least model the proper behavior. We are here to support you, celebrate you, and encourage you. I'd like to share a quick little story about a farmer and life challenges. In the past times, there was a king who decided to test his people. He ordered his men to place a large boulder or a rock on one of the main roadways into their fortress. The king then hid behind himself trees and some bushes to observe how his people would react to this boulder on the pathway. He first observed a group of wealthy and prominent merchants. These merchants simply went around the boulder and complained about it. They failed to move the boulder. This went on for days, but finally, a humble farmer was walking down this pathway with a bag full of vegetables, and he stopped. This farmer decided that he couldn't just leave this boulder in the middle of the pathway for others to struggle with. So he summoned all his strength, and with his perseverance, he was able to move this boulder off to the side, leaving the pathway unobstructed. This feat wasn't easy for the farmer, but the farmer was exhausted, but he was satisfied and proud of what he had accomplished. The farmer then walked over to pick up his bag of vegetables to leave, and in doing so, he noticed that there was a leather bag there that was left behind next to his bag of vegetables. Within this bag, there were some gold coins with a note from the king. And the king congratulated him for his bravery, for his courage, and for doing the right thing. So today, you stand in front of your great community, in front of your peers, families, and friends. And I have no doubt that you will always do the right thing. Thank you for being an example. Thank you for taking the challenge in making change. You are an inspiration to all of us. And most importantly, you're an inspiration to this youth, the small ones that are coming behind you. Keep up the good work. Be kind. And I just want you to know, from our department over to you, we sincerely congratulate you, and we tell you that we respect you, we admire you, and we love you. Thank you for your time.
Can we give the captain another hand, please? That is so very awesome. We have, for many, many years, gone out to make sure that we can find the best of the best trainers so that we can help our folks be the absolute best that they can be. And some of the training that we provide to them, we let them know that people who have never been locked up before aren't exposed to this level of training. So we're going out to get the best of the best, and I'm going to introduce you to our lead trainer, who has been with Hope for Prisoners since day one. And we laugh all the time and say that he's been around since Hope for Prisoners. Our very first class was in a broom closet where there was literally a broom hanging on the wall. If you guys would please put your hands together for our lead trainer from Ketter Development, Mr. Greg Ketter.
You always do that to me, man. When John, when he shakes my hand and I'm on my way up here, he says, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. I'm a speaker, John. You know what? But I'm going to keep this short, simple, sweet, because this evening is about you. We're all here to celebrate your accomplishments, the ones that you just made last week and 2 weeks before that, and the ones that you're going to make over the next 18 months when we assign a mentor to walk with you along the way to make these visions come true. I just want to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud of you. Aren't we proud of these ladies and gentlemen here, folks? Come on now. All of these people that are here, they could be anywhere. It's Friday. You could be anywhere, and they're here to celebrate your accomplishments. We worked on a lot of things this week, and I'm so proud that one of the things that we really emphasized was a paradigm shift from where we were, our thinking before, to where we are and to where we're going. And there's a saying, one of my favorite quotes, "What you do speaks so loudly, I can barely hear what you say." So this is not just about talking anymore. This is about actually putting our words to action. And I have a feeling that every last one of you, you're ready to put your words to action. Am I correct?
Yes.
Do I hear all in?
All in.
Okay. I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite quotes by Helen Keller. And you heard it several times over the last couple of weeks. It's because it should inspire you. If this lady in her lifetime could not see, could not hear, and could not speak, and she went on to accomplish many things in her life, and we have those gifts, don't we? We can hear, we can speak, we can see, and we can think. These are brilliant people right here, folks. I spent time with them, and I know that they have upside that it's just beyond imagination. So you guys ready? You gonna follow me right now? Ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I'm only one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And I will not refuse to do the something I can do. Now listen, folks, this is no game. Like John said, I've been here for 14 years, nearly 14 years, and I've had the opportunity to travel around the world several times since then, but I always have to come back. I always schedule my trips so that I can attend these workshops and graduations, because that's how much you mean to me. And we did start in a broom closet, by the way, John. You know, he told me 14 years ago, I said, "John, we're having our first meeting in a broom closet." He said, "Greg, it's not a broom closet." I said, "What's in the corner, John?" It was a broom in the closet. And you know what he said? He said, "Greg, it's going to get better." And it has. We had certain resources 10 years ago, 14 years ago, but not like we have right now. Virtually anything that you want to do with your lives, folks, you have that opportunity. Now, you know, I told you my story about becoming a weatherman, you know, and I was working at Circuit City, you know, and I had to go, my WWW, my World Wide Web was the library. You have every bit of information at your fingertips. You got Lexus, you got Google, you got what else? Siri, you know, come on. We have no reason why we can't do some great things. There's some, in this room right now, there's a New York Times bestseller in this group right now, because you have a story. And don't think that your testimony is not worthy of being written and read by so many men and women and little girls, young people, the young people that we hear right now making noise. Remember, those little eyes are watching you right now. And remember, when it comes to children, many of your children, more is caught than is taught. They're going to do what they see you do. They're going to say what they hear you say. You can't say, "Boy, when you grow up, I don't want you to be a smoker." Because you know what that child's going to do as soon as they can get hands on the pack of Newports, right? We are their guardians. And you know I'm an advocate for the little people. See, she agrees with me right now. So we got some work to do, folks. Over the next 18 months, we're going to roll up our sleeves, we're going to get to work, and we're going to do some great things, right? Okay, can I get a hoorah? Hoorah! That's what I'm talking about. God bless you, and I'll see you next week. Let's start this process. Okay. All right, thanks, brother. We got 2 minutes.
Yes. Can we give Greg Cat another round of applause, please? Hey, if as we get ready for our next speaker, if I read her bio, then I will tell too much of a story. So I'm not going to read any of her bio, but I can tell you, have you ever met someone and the very first time you had a conversation with them, it's like you've known them forever? Because I think sometimes because there's similarities in life and in stories. So again, I'm not going to read her bio, but I'm gonna give her an opportunity to share her story. If you guys would please put your hands together for the good doctor, Miss Asha Tribble.
Congratulations. Nobody told me I needed tissues today. So I'm really honored to be here today. All right. You're going to see why. This is a big deal. I need you to treat it like one. I want you to let this moment sink in, okay, for this graduation. So I don't have the law enforcement background. I don't have the Lord over here with our reverends, but I have a testimony. All right. So here we go. You're gonna go on my journey with me. So I'm an expert at graduation. What does that mean? So I graduated from Florida A&M University. Anybody heard of that? Yeah. All right. Bachelor's degree. I graduated from Florida State University. Seminoles. All right. Master's degree. I graduated from University of Oklahoma. PhD. I graduated from Harvard with a graduate certificate in leadership in crisis. So I get graduation. Okay, so we're getting ready to rock and roll now though. It's all great right now, right? Okay, got the graduation thing down. I worked for the government for 20 years, federal government. Okay, I was a meteorologist, as Greg just said. I flew hurricane hunters into hurricanes. I worked for the Department of Energy. I worked for the Department of Homeland Security. I worked for the White House for 4 years. I've been in Air Force One. I've been on every helicopter. I've briefed 2 presidents, done a lot, and had a really great career. Okay, plot twist. Ready? Okay. All right. So then I was deployed to an island nation for a response mission. I was getting my job done. I did everything that I was asked to do. I won an award. I got a service coin, but unbeknownst to me, there was a political thing going on behind me, and I became a nice little political pawn. I didn't know about it. I was being monitored. So for 7 months, I was on an island doing my job, thinking I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. I got tired and I got careless. And I exchanged gifts with the contractor on the island. It was $25 or more. You're not allowed to take anything as a federal employee. But everybody was having dinner with everybody and doing what they were doing. So what's the big deal? Why me? Right? I was indicted for that. All right? Federal indictment. And it was a juicy one too. They made up a whole lot of stuff about me. I was like, what? Hey, if I did all that, I should be rich. But I didn't. But it's okay. I was indicted for that. All right. The indictment was dismissed. But I did acknowledge that I exchanged gifts. I received something over $25. In the federal government, the bottom line is you cannot have anything. People, like I said, people do it all the time, but I did it. So guess what? I had to plead to a felony. I pled to a charge called, you probably never heard of it before, but it's called a gratuity. The law people over here have heard of it before. I had to plead to a gratuity. That's a felony. Guess where I spent 4 months? Yes, ma'am. Anybody heard of Martha Stewart's camp? Yeah. Uh-huh. Anybody know what it's called? Prison. Yeah, it's prison. Alderson. Have you ever heard of it? Yeah, Martha Stewart's joint. It wasn't fun. It wasn't pretty. But what can I say? I did that. I went home. I didn't have any restitution. I didn't have any probation because it was petty, but we'll leave that alone. But I got home like, all right, I'm ready to go. Yeah, no, I lost my job. I lost my security clearance. I lost my friends. My integrity was compromised beyond belief, right? My confidence was shattered. And to the reverends over here, me and God had a talk. And I was mad at them. But you know what? All those graduations that I talked about, they didn't mean a doggone thing because I was a felon. They didn't care. But this graduation today, it means something. This graduation in this moment in time means something. I wish I was sitting there because I didn't have this. In Florida, where my mother lived, where I had to go home to live with my mother as a 50-something-year-old woman. Yes, I'm 50-something. I had to go home to Florida. In Florida, there's no program like this. I went a whole year without finding a job. I felt like I was incarcerated. I might as well have been sitting in Alderson because I was sitting on my butt with a PhD and all this experience and I could not get a job. So that's how big of a deal this is. You guys are in an unbelievable position. Please don't squander it. Understand it. Right now, This graduation is giving you life. You are empowered to chart your own course because you are prepared. You know better, right? Right? You are now seeing, you got businesses out here ready to invest in you and invest in your potential. You have mentors in the community, a lot of them. I'm looking around and it makes me feel, it chokes me up because I didn't have that. I had nothing. You have a family. Your families are here and they're so proud of you, but you have the Hope for Prisoners family. You have opportunities that you otherwise may not have had that I didn't have. You have hope for a better life and you're in Nevada. Woo. Sorry. You're in Nevada, not Florida, which has rallied around this program and they are invested in your success. This graduation is special. This graduation is life-changing. This graduation means something. So I'd like to share with you 3 takeaways that I learned from Mr. Ponder about this program. So number 1, reinvent yourself. This is your chance to have a do-over. What a gift that is. Mr. Ponder did it. Look at him over there standing on business, right? He knows what's going on. Las Vegas reinvented itself. It was like gambling and then family, and now it's a sports mecca, which I'm so happy about. But dream big, aim high. There'll be setbacks. There will be challenges. There will be hard days. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep going, right? It's not going to be as hard as what you just went through. Keep going. Number 2, use your resources, right? Talk to, listen to, lean on your mentor. And from now on, have a mentor in your life forever. You always need somebody with you. If you feel like you need counseling, if you haven't already gotten it, I did, because I wouldn't be here. Between counseling and prayer, I wouldn't be here today. Trust me, I was humiliated. You have access to leaders. Look around, all these people that are here for you. Learn from them. Study leadership. I like to find quotes, and we heard a few from Greg, right? I like to find quotes and try to put them into practice. And General Colin Powell said to me on one of our trips, what you tolerate becomes your culture. You tolerate nonsense, guess what? Right? What you tolerate becomes your culture. So reinvent yourself, use your resources, and easy, the last one, give back. Give back. You guys have been given a lot. You've been given a lot. So give back whenever you can. I haven't told you anything that you haven't heard except for my story, but in terms of what you should take from this. But I want to make sure that you understand what a blessing it is for you to be here, what a blessing it is for you to have this opportunity, what a blessing it is to have Mr. Ponder in your life. And I'm just going to tell you that after I met him February-ish timeframe, that was however many months ago that was, I moved here. I've been here 1 week. 1 week. 1 week. So I left Florida because it wasn't for me. I was born in Oakland, y'all, and I work for the Raiders. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I'm so excited to be here and have something. And I hope to be able to support Mr. Ponder. All right, so I know time is short. Let me close with this, and it's kind of a cool thing, and it makes me feel really good. My name is Asha, okay? In Hindi or in Indian, it means hope. In Swahili, it means life. So from me to you, it is my hope that your life has changed for the best and that you will take this second chance and live life to the fullest. Congratulations to you all. Go do great things. I love you.
Can we give Asha another round of applause? That was amazing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If we can give a better welcome to Las Vegas to her. Welcome the doctor to Las Vegas. That is so, so good. You know, we were saying Greg had a quote, and then Asha had a quote. There was a quote that was said in this room that I am going to steal it, and I'm going to act like it's mine. And the person that said it, I'm giving them no credit for it. But it was this one. I'm going to put this on Twitter the minute I sit back down. So somebody want to beat me to it, you go ahead and beat me to it. But it's when LaDainian said that if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. And oh my gosh, was that good. So LaDainian, you got nothing coming. That John Ponder owns that. Yeah, as we make way for our final speaker, and I don't say this very lightly, I say that our next speaker here is probably literally one of the greatest leaders I have ever known. You know, we always tell our graduates that if you want to be successful, you surround yourself by people that are getting the results you want to get out of your life. I have watched this man once upon a time on TV, but then I watched him in the neighborhood and learned and come to admire him tremendously in many different aspects of his life. If you guys would please put your hands together for my dear friend, NFL great, Pastor Vernon Fox.
Awesome. Well, good evening, and thank you for the warm welcome. John always knows how to put extra butter on the biscuit and get everybody excited, and so I have to live up to that. I want to start by saying this. It's a tremendous privilege and honor to stand in this capacity. I never, ever take it for granted. Although I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of people, to go a lot of places, to accomplish a lot of things, to tangibly hold a lot of things in my hand that I never thought that I would, these are far greater moments in my life than any moments that I can really talk about. And that says a lot when you think that I had the opportunity to play in the NFL for almost a decade. I've been blessed to have a beautiful wife of now 19 years, 2 children, an amazing family. My father is here with me today, who's my hero. And knowing people like John Ponder and being a part of the Hope for Prisoners family, I've actually sitting here thinking today, all of the capacities I've stood in with Hope for Prisoners. I think that I've stood in this capacity as a speaker a number of times, at least a dozen. I got the chance to do John's job one time. That was fun. Can't tell you how many times I said Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department just because I wanted to hear y'all say that. And I don't think I was in the broom closet, but it's been over a decade that I've been a part of this program, and it is with a tremendous honor. Listen, I want to share something with you all today because I was thinking about something, and to be honest, I remember I used to come up here with an iPad or with a notepad or something that I would have notes, and I don't do that anymore. It's real easy for me to stand here and to speak to you from my heart because this is a program that means a lot to me, and the people that are sitting here mean a lot to me. I often have the opportunity to stand in the capacity of one of the facilitators and trainers, and those are some of the greatest days that I have, and all of the things that I get to do, because those interpersonal moments are a reminder to me of how we're all the same. And no matter where you are sitting or what you've been through in your life, one of the things that you can know is that us as people, we all have a similar pathway. And although our pathways may be different in some ways, there is a similar parallelism that we walk in to get to where it is that we want to go. If I were to ask all of you if you have dreams, passions, desires, or things that you want to accomplish, I would imagine that every single person in this room would raise their hands. But I want you to think about something, because as I was sitting there, I was thinking about something, because I get to travel quite a bit. And I go a lot of places, and I get to speak to a lot of people. And one of the things that I've grown to absolutely despise are layovers. Anybody can attest to layovers, right? They're no fun, right? So every time I try to schedule a flight for myself or someone scheduling a flight for me, I always ask if it is possible at all to give me a direct flight. Now, part of the reason why I have to admit I'm a little bit of a control freak, if there are others like me, please say whoop, whoop. All right. Dang, that's a lot. But unfortunately, I happen to be a little bit of a control freak. And part of that, what comes with that, is a lack of patience, because I want to get to where I'm going as quick as possible. And unfortunately, what layovers do is that they hold you up, and they will stall the progress that you're making to get to the final destination. And what I've learned is that everything has to go perfect when you have a layover. Because if one thing goes wrong, if they forget some luggage, or if they have to refuel, it could hinder the next connecting point that you have that's taking you to your final destination. And if I get there a little bit late, that means that I missed the second flight, and I don't get to where it is I'm trying to go in the timing that I want to get there. But one of the things that I've learned is this, is that life is not about our timing, but it's ultimately about the timing of God. And God does things divinely, and he orchestrates all things to work together, as scripture says, for our good. And although it doesn't feel like it's for our good, the process that we go through is actually good for us. And what I've learned is that sometimes layovers are strategic. And even when a layover is inconvenient, a layover can be a part of your preparation to get you ready for your final destination. You see, because if you get there prematurely, or you get there earlier than the time intended, or if you're not ready when you arrive at the place that you're trying to go to, guess what? It won't last as long as you desire it to last. And so your development or your incubation period, it sometimes has to last longer than we want it to. I'll tell you something that I bet you never paid attention to. If you've ever read the story of the Israelites and they're going through to the promised land, everybody kind of has heard maybe before the story of the Red Sea parting. We heard that before. Here's an interesting thing, is that when you hear that story, one of the things that you would automatically assume is that the Red Sea must have been a shortcut, right? Yeah. If God parted the waters, most definitely that had to be a shortcut to get to where they were going, faster than it would have been if they were to walk around. But the truth of the matter is if you actually read in the book of Exodus, you will find out that there was a shorter path that they were actually going on, and the Red Sea was actually a longer route. And I started reading that, and I said to myself, well, I don't understand. How come they didn't go the shorter way? And the thing is that what was said was that God knew if they went the shorter route, they would encounter enemies that they were not prepared for. So in order to avoid the enemies, he took them on a route that was unconventional, and one that would require a level of faith, but it would take them where they needed to go, and they would get there at the time they were intended to arrive. Why am I saying all of this? I'm saying this because much of what your life may feel like at this point is that it's been a layover, that you've been delayed, maybe even denied, and that things haven't happened the way that you wanted it to happen. But what I need you to have confidence in knowing is that God is still in control. And if you're sitting here today, what I can guarantee you is that the promise on your life and the destiny that he's assigned to you is still en route. And that while you're in the layover, you can be confident that your connecting flight will still get you where you're going on time. And you'll still be who he designed you to be, because my Bible tells me that while you were still in your mother's womb, he knew you, that he crafted you specifically for a purpose, and that there's destiny connected to each and every one of your lives. And that there's nothing that God has already pre-orchestrated for you that you are still not qualified to acquire. So as I get ready to close, how do you move forward from this day? They keep talking about the next 18 months. They keep talking about your future. Your vivid vision talks about 12 months from now. How do you get connected, and what is the bridge that takes you to that vivid vision? Can I say it's faith? And here's something I want you to understand, that you have to have hope in order to activate your faith. How do I know that? Because scripture tells me that faith is the substance of things hoped for. In other words, without hope, you can't have faith, and without faith, you can't have hope. And guess what? Both of them require this next thing I'm going to tell you. It's expectancy. It means that you have to have a level of surety in your heart and expectancy that you will still get to the place you're trying to go through, even though you've had a layover. So what does that look like? I want to give you an illustration so you can understand. Most of us that walk indoors, oftentimes we don't really pay attention when we walk through the door. It's just natural to walk up to a door and to go through it. But if you pay close attention, there are different types of doors that you enter. There's a door that you walk up to that has a knob, and in order to enter, you have to turn that knob. There's a door that you walk up to that you have to push, and in order to get in, you have to do something that gets you on the other side of that door. But there's also a door that you all walk up to all the time at Hope for Prisoners, 333 North Rancho Drive. I know the address well. And what you get used to and you don't pay attention to is that there's a door that you walk up to that's called an automatic door. Now, this door is a little bit different because in order for that door to open, you have to walk towards it, which means that in my mind, I have expectation that when I get close enough to the door, guess what's going to happen? It's going to open. But guess what happens if I stand back here and I say, hey, open, open, open? The door will never open. You see, there's a level of proximity that has to happen in order for that door to open. And guess what that requires? Expectancy. That requires hope. That requires faith. And my Bible tells me that faith without works is dead. In other words, you can believe for whatever it is you want to believe for. You can have faith and trust in God even. But the Bible says that it requires something on your part, that you'd be willing to do whatever it takes in order to show the faith of what it is that you're believing for. And guess what that looks like? Approaching the door. So as you leave here today, in order to reach that vivid vision, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to walk in a level of certainty, of faith, of hope, and expectancy that says, if I just get close enough, guess what's going to happen? The door is going to open. And no matter how much fear you have, no matter how much trepidation or apprehension, whatever doubt that you carry, you got to override that with faith. And you have to walk towards that door knowing all I have to do is get in proximity, because this is what God's doing. He's standing back and just saying, all you got to do is just come. And if you believe enough that you're willing to exercise the faith that's necessary to get that door open, when you walk towards it, guess what's going to happen? It's going to realize that you're there. And on the other side of it, you're going to be able to walk into destiny and connect that flight that takes you to your layover, to the final destiny of your future. God bless you guys.
Man, was that good? Is it just me? Has anybody just felt like you just went to church? Did we get to church? I want everybody to say we went to church. Good. Ushers, would you please pass the... I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, as we bring everything, the ceremony to a close, I'm going to ask the graduates, if you please stand up on your feet as we prepare for the Honorable Jessica Peterson to come and administer the oath. In closing, this is what I would like for you guys to do. What I want you guys to do is I want you to take your hands and I want you to extend them right out in front of you. Take your hands, extend them out in front of you. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to fix your eyes smack dab in the middle of the palms of your hands. And I want you to look at the lines in the palms of your hands. And I want you to imagine, if you will, that every one of those lines represent things that are in your past. They represent things in your past that you are not proud of. Look at them. The lines in the palms of your hands. Those lines in the palms of your hand may be representing things that you are embarrassed about, that you are ashamed of. Each one of those lines in your hands represent things that you wish never happened. Look at them. The lines in the palms of your hands representing things that are in your past. Now, what I want you to do now is I want you to take your hands and put them right up in front of your face and look at the lines that are in the palms of your hands. They represent things in your past. It might represent a time, the 55th time you're in a Clark County Detention Center. It might represent a time that you're in and out of a drug rehab. Those lines in your hands may represent a time where you're coming in and out of a dope house. They might represent a time where you're standing up before a judge and you got those butterflies in your stomach because you don't know how much time you're about to get broke off. Those lines that are in your hands, they may represent the chains going up the high desert to put you back in the fish tank again or out the Smiley Road. Those lines in the palms of your hands. Now, with your hands up in front of your face, can you see me? Can you see me? With your hands in front of your face, can you see me? No, sir. Neither can you see your future with your past in your face. Hands down. It's over. Now you press on and dig in for that picture perfect plan that God has for your life. Please join me in welcoming up the Honorable Jessica Peterson from the 8th Judicial District Court to administer the oath.
We're going to get to this oath in just a second, but I just want to say a couple of things that I heard from everybody else. My mom has two things that she's always told me. You want to make God laugh? Tell him your plan. And number two, suit up, show up, and let God take care of the rest. So I would just like to say, you all are here. You have a huge opportunity. Take this opportunity, make it the best that you possibly can. This is the third time that I've had an opportunity to do this. The first two times, I only had a criminal docket. Or a civil docket. I got a criminal docket at the start of this year. It means more to me now to see you all in front of me because I'm now sentencing people to jail. And I'm now sentencing people to probation. And some of the other judges, when we have people that are getting honorably discharged from probation, we just sign the orders. I like people to come in because I want to say to them, thank you. Thank you for doing what you're supposed to be doing. Thank you for allowing me to take a chance on you and then following through and doing the things that you told me that you would do. So this is not only a promise to yourself. This is a promise to your community. It's a promise to the judge that was standing up there saying, if I give this person this chance, are they going to make me proud? Are they going to make me happy? Or are they going to come back? So don't let anybody else down. But more importantly, don't let yourselves down. This is a huge opportunity that you've been given. So every morning, suit up, show up, and when you hop out of bed, let the devil go. Oh, darn, they're up. And do the right thing. Okay? All right. Everybody ready? All right. If you'll please raise your right hand. I state your name. Hereby declare an oath in the presence of family, my friends, and all those present that I will fully embrace this opportunity for a new life. From this day forward, I will strive to be a productive, law-abiding member of my community, be a person of honor and integrity, be a person who sets positive examples for those around me. I will strive for all of these things. When you say this, this next part, I want you to believe it in your heart. Because I am a person of value, a person who takes responsibility, a person with self-respect, who respects others. I will look toward the future, having learned from my past. My determined purpose from this point forward is to make the rest of my life the best of my life. So help me God. Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you, Earl. We're going to move into the issuing of the certificates, and I'm going to ask the representatives from the elected officials to join us, along with our speakers. If you guys can come on up. I'm going to ask the graduates to go ahead and sit down. Greg, we're going to have Madeline Cole stay. So, and as I call your name up, Madeline, as I call your name up, if you guys would please come up and grab your certificates. You guys ready for it? All right. Everyone, if you'll please join me in welcoming Mr. Damon Alexander. Congratulations, man. All right. Yes. Love you too. Please keep it going for little Jamar Bakery. Let's keep it going for the one and only Mr. Stephen Banks. Zazika Brooks. Please keep it going for Brenda Brown Crosby. The one and only Mr. Marcos Candelario. Please give it up for the one and only Miss Cara Carpenter.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you are so welcome. Go ahead, have a seat. Mr. Matthew Coleman. Let's please keep it going for Mr. David DeWitt. Perry Douglas. For you right there. Mr. Bevan Duke. Aaron Dupree. Giovanni Fierro Lazo. Let's please keep it going for Mr. Charles Flores. Mr. Vincent Gonzalez. Please give it up for Miss Lauren Fogo. I know. Mr. Vincent Gonzalez. Please keep it going for Mr. Raul Gonzalez. Mr. Jonathan Grable. Mr. Aaron Hairston. Mr. James Hayes. The one and only Miss Morelli Hernandez. Mr. Vance Hicks. God bless you more, man. Miss Corey Hooper. Mr. Christopher Husbands. Samaje Jones. Mr. Iris Kamaya. Rocky Kelly. Mr. Luke Lancaster. Ann Larson. Congratulations, man. Let's please keep it going for Fanuel Luna. The one and only Young Eagle, Mr. Angelo Mack. Welcome home, man.
Congratulations, sir.
Mr. David Mack. Congratulations, man. Daniel McAllister. Right. Miguel Mendoza. Reggie Oliver Jr. All right, man. Congratulations. Yes, 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 yes. Please keep it going for Mr. Tracy Petkovich. Yes, yes, yes. The one and only Young Eagle, Mr. Hector Ramirez. Shanian Salone. All right, there we go. Please give it up for Mr. Donald Shaw. All right, young man, I see the swag. I see it, man. Congratulations. Mr. Wilbert Smith. All right, congratulations, man. Please give it up for Mr. David Taibo. Anise Taylor. Congratulations. All right, very proud of you. Let me get that for you. There you go. I knocked it off.
Congratulations.
And last but not least, Mr. Vincent White. Oh, I'm sorry. I messed it up. No, you're good. Yeah, you're good. My bad. Mr. Rylan Wallet. That was my bad. I have my glasses on, man. All right. Did you have that many left over?
You know, I think there were some people that maybe.
Okay. Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Are they out
yes.
of order? Are these people here? Okay.
You can give it to my staff, and then my
Okay.
staff will get it to them.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to ask the graduate if you guys would please stand up on your feet. Don't worry about it. We'll make it out with it. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and privilege to introduce you to the May 2024 Hope for Prisons graduating class. Can we give it up for them, please? Congratulations. 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 I want to thank everyone who had come out.
Let them know that some of them might have gotten the wrong
Yep.
one, that we didn't put these
Yeah,
in order.
we know. Yes. Want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. I want to thank our great leaders that have come out. Can we give it up for the captain from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department? Noe Esparza. Can we also give it up for Miss Tina Talam? What an awesome job she did. For Dr. Asha Tribble. Can we give it up for her? And from the 8th Judicial District Court, the Honorable Jessica Peterson. Can we give her some dap? And also for Pastor Vernon Fox. Can we give it up for Vernon Fox? And again, thank you so very, very much for everyone. I'm going to give a big shout out to all the volunteers at Hope for Prisoners, our Hope for Prisoners staff. You know, with our staff and our volunteers, we could not do what we do without you guys. You are the absolute glue that holds us together. And what I want to invite you guys to do, because there's some food in the back room. Remember the employers over there? I want you to run those tables over. Remember that 20-second Barbara Lupe smile that she taught you? Remember that handshake? You better go there and get in the corner and get at it. All right. Well, thank you guys so very, very much. Want to say good night to our friends over in Nevada Department of Corrections. Those of you who are in Clark County Detention Center, the Facebook Live, good night. We will see you guys next month.